Hey, Nora.
Hello, Dad.
What are we going to talk about this week?
Today we are going to talk about what's been going on in our lives and just catch up a little bit.
Welcome back to the Nora and Dad Show. I am, as always, Dad, and I'm here with my lovely daughter, Nora. Hi, Nora.
Hello. How have you been?
I've been good. Well, you see me every day, but the listeners haven't seen us for a few weeks. Is that right? Is that possible that we haven't done a show in 3 weeks? Well, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm on break now.
You're on spring break. We can talk about spring break plans, but I think first, you haven't been feeling great. And so every time we went to record, you weren't feeling all that stellar. And so the recordings kept getting delayed and we had to keep just kind of pushing episodes off. But we're back now, finally, after 3 weeks. Yeah, last Sunday we were all set to record and we had to make a little pit stop up to the old pediatric emergency room.
So that's always really fun. I was just having some issues with my stomach. And then I went to the hospital and they're like, oh, I just have a couple cysts. And they made it sound a lot scarier than it was. Because then I went to a professional in that field. The ER doctors are professionals, but they work with everyone, not specific issues. And
Wasn't a doctor, it was a physician assistant. And not to disparage physician assistants, but they're not physicians. And the ER docs, while they offer a wonderful service, and I'm glad they are there, you're right, not specialists in what you needed a specialist for. And thankfully, made an appointment with a specialist after the ER visit and got everything cleared up. And it was not anything major. She changed up some medications, and hopefully that'll fix the problem.
I am wanting the problem to be fixed.
I know you haven't felt well for a few months, and without going into too much detail that nobody really needs to know, we're cautiously optimistic that the new medication or the change in medication that the doctor put you on will help you out.
That is the plan.
So yay for emergency rooms, yay for doctors, yay for new medications. Not so yay for recording our podcast and bringing this to everybody every week because we haven't been able to do that. So let's catch everybody up on what's going on with the old mock trial.
So our blue team went to states. They got they were one of the top 8 teams in Ohio, which was cool. I got best witness for my trial, which was really cool.
So mock trial, it is an actual competition. Like schools go against schools and they whittle it down to from an initial round to a regional or sectional round down to the states, and one of your school's 3 teams made it all the way to states. They were one of the final 8 teams in the state?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is awesome. Your team, unfortunately, did not get that far. As we talked about in an earlier episode, you got knocked out in the second round, but some individual glory for Norah Hyman.
Yes, best witness.
And then individual best witness. What is best witness? Can you explain what that means?
It means,
other than you are the best witness.
You're judged for your cross-examination and your direct examination out of 10 for each one. And in our case, we had 2 judges, so our entire score was at 40. So, yeah.
And when you say you're judged, is it judged on the quality of your acting, how well you stick to the character, how you handle yourself when you're talking to the attorneys, all of the above? What's the criteria that you're judged on?
Well, it depends on how competent, is that a word? Competent the judges
competent?
are. Yes.
Competent?
Because
competent's a word. Are you saying there are incompetent judges?
I have witnessed a few. Well, it's just also, you can tell which ones know the case and which ones don't, which that plays a lot into it. Because if someone knows the case really well, then the facts are probably more important than the characterization. They're both really important, but if someone knows the case, they're going to be looking more for the facts than how well you act. But if you have someone that doesn't know the case super well, they probably, if you say something wrong and an attorney doesn't catch it, they're also not going to know because they don't know the case very well. So.
And so What do you get? A trophy, a certificate, just
I got a
a hearty
certificate.
pat on the back from your coach? That's really exciting.
Yes, I was very happy because I did not score very well the first round.
And you were very upset because you worked really hard. And I will say, you worked really, really hard. And while as your dad, I will tell you that there are more important things than winning and awards. I think it's what you learn from the experience and get out of the experience. And there is, in a competition, there's a winner and a loser, and you're not always going to win. And you can't control the judges. Like, that's out of your control. You can only do, as I've told you often in things you've done, like, you can only control the job that you do, and everything else is out of your control. You shouldn't worry about. But what was in your control, like, you did awesome. You were great.
Thank you.
And so from the 2 trials I watched, I would say you very, very, very well earned your Best Witness Award. So kudos, congratulations. I'm proud of you for doing something that was out of your comfort zone, mock trial, but I'm also proud that you worked really, really hard, and all that hard work was recognized by somebody else.
Thank you.
You are on spring break right now. Yay.
It is so nice. Only have like a couple weeks left of school, too.
After spring break, you go back in the home stretch for like 6 weeks, but your school, unlike probably just about every other below college level school, you get a 2-week spring break.
It is very nice.
It
No
is
complaints
super rare
with that
and
one.
super awesome that you get. I would not complain if I were you at all. And we are, thankfully, in the middle of that break, we get to take a little trip.
I'm very excited for the little trip.
Do you want to tell everyone where we're going on our little spring break adventure?
I actually don't know.
What?
I know the state, but I don't know what city we're going to.
All right, let's start with the state. What state are we going to? And don't say state of confusion, even though that's what it sounds like you're in.
Florida.
We are going to Florida. We're actually going to Miami, or just north of Miami. The town is called Hollywood, Florida. Yeah, we got a little Airbnb. Grandma and Grandpa are going to fly down from Philadelphia and meet us there for a few days. And we have a pool, and there's a beach not too far from there. The house is on a little canal, so we'll have a water view. And we're going to enjoy a few days in the sun in Miami. And I am super, super, super excited.
Me as well. Haven't been there since I was like
We haven't.
6.
Where, in Florida?
Yeah.
5 was the last time you were in Florida in Disney,
I
but I don't really count Disney as Florida.
Mind.
Disney's
Disney's Florida.
Disney's like a whole separate. I mean, it's in Florida, but it's like a whole separate animal. So we're gonna soak up Miami for a few days, and yeah, we'll walk South Beach, and your mom, who's obsessed with monkeys. There's some kind of monkey sanctuary where you can go and, I don't know, feed the monkeys or pet the monkeys or something. And so we'll go give your mom her monkey fix, and we'll hang out with Grandma and Grandpa. We'll go swimming, and we'll play cards, and we'll just chill for a few days and not think about work and school and everything else. And it's going to be awesome.
I'm very excited.
You have one other big plan over spring break that I'm going to take you to do in a couple of days. You're going to go, hopefully, fingers crossed that you passed, finally get your temporary driver's permit.
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but now I do. I was
I
studying
know you
this
didn't.
weekend.
That's why I kept talking. I know you had no idea. You're going to go, hopefully, if you pass, get your permits, and we'll start, God help me, teaching you how to drive.
I know how to drive.
I would please.
Yeah,
I would
I
say
do.
50-50 chance if we miss an episode. It's because you crashed the car and we ended up back in the hospital.
Okay, well, parking is another story. Don't want to do that. But I think driving is just being aware of your surroundings. That's most of it.
It is. What? Okay, but here's the deal. When you drive
you asked me
the
a question.
car, you do eventually have. You will eventually have to park the car.
Well, yeah, but in order to park the car, you have to know the car works first.
Let me see. Ohio. I'm going to Google Ohio driving test.
Okay, the first practice
questions.
test I took, I got an 85%. The second one I took, I got a 77% because the questions were really weird. And I didn't know what defensive driving was. The I was reading it out loud when I was at the salon with Mom. And she didn't know the answers either for some of them because they were just phrased really weirdly. Or one of the questions was about like alcohol, but then all the answers were about snow. It was really weird. Didn't understand that one.
I'm waiting for that. Okay. An orange triangular sign on the back of a vehicle indicates A, do not follow, B, hazardous materials, C, no passing, or D, slow-moving vehicle.
This was not one that I studied for. Okay, I have a question. When it says that you're not supposed to follow, what happens if you're just behind it?
An orange triangular sign.
Okay, well, I feel like
an
orange triangular sign normally means yield, so probably it goes slow. I don't know.
So your answer is slow-moving vehicle?
I don't know. This is process of elimination. Did not study for this question.
Is that your answer?
I guess.
That is correct.
Yes! Haha! I've never seen that before.
If you feel tired while driving, you should not do which of the following?
Oh, goodness.
Play the radio, engage in light conversation, turn up the heat inside the car, pull off the road to rest, or stop to stretch and have a drink.
Like an alcoholic
drink? If you feel
drink?
tired while driving, it just says have a drink.
Okay, I'm assuming non-alcoholic.
If you feel tired while driving, which should you do? Play the radio, engage in light conversation, turn up the heat, pull off the road to rest, stop to stretch and have a drink.
I feel like heat normally makes people more tired, so probably that one.
Yes, you are correct.
I'm so good. See, I already know how to drive. I'm so good.
Let's see. All right, next question. Traffic control signs. This is fascinating. Traffic controls, this will be our last one. Okay. Traffic control signs are designed to regulate, warn, and guide vehicular traffic and pedestrian traffic, motorcycle traffic, bicyclists, or horse-drawn vehicles. Traffic control signs are designed to regulate, warn, and guide vehicular traffic and which of the following? Pedestrian traffic, motorcycle traffic, bicyclists, or horse-drawn vehicles.
Okay, well, it's not pedestrians because they have this specific, thing for pedestrians. You know? Like the hand or the person walking. Like if you're walking down the street and you see... No, because I guess if you see a stop sign, you do stop. But you don't have to, yield when you're walking. So I guess it depends on the sign. Because if I see a stop sign... Wait, no. Well, if you see a stop sign for another car, then you stop. But you always stop when you cross the road. So I don't think it's pedestrians. But then also, I feel like motorcyclists are part of, that goes under, vehicles. And so does horse-drawn carriage. So I'm going to go with bicyclists.
The answer is pedestrians. I would have thought all of the above would have been an option because that seems like a trick question. But
what?
Because motorcycles have to follow the
car
road signs, as do
horses, as do bikes,
as do
pedestrians. Don't have freaking road signs. You're not going to see a pedestrian walking down the street. That's why there are sidewalks. That is a BS question. I'm very upset now.
Here's one. All right. I'm going to do one. Here, I'm going to do one more.
Redemption.
And let's hope that it's one that you never have to use.
Oh God.
Although I will say, I got in a car accident on the very first day I had my driver's license, back when I was 16. Let's hope you don't do that.
That is the plan.
After a crash, you must collect all of the following information from the other driver except their phone number, their address, their insurance information, their driver's license number, or their name.
Okay, well, you need their name. You need their insurance information. You would probably need their phone number for contact information. What were the other two?
Driver's license number, address, insurance information, name.
Maybe address for, bills if, there's, a incident, if you need to go to the hospital. I don't know why you'd need their driver's license number. Well, because when you've gotten in accidents, I've never seen that needed. So I'm going to go with that one.
The correct answer is actually their phone number. And no, I don't think I've ever gotten driver's license number, but I've gotten license plate numbers, and I've gotten the VIN number, which is the identification number for the vehicle. I don't think I've ever gotten a driver's license number, but now I know I have to. So
I feel like whatchamacallit? The license plate number would be more useful.
Okay, so here's what I learned. You need to study more before Wednesday.
Well, those weren't what website were you on?
I don't know.
I was on the were you doing the Ohio DMV practice test?
No, I was doing whatever Google gave me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you just need to get a 75. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think you'll be fine. So
when we were at the salon,
so when we
Cassie said that her brother failed his first test because the only questions he got were about tractors.
I know a friend of mine growing up who is now an oncologist failed his written test twice. So it happens.
It does, in fact.
What are you going to do? You'll be fine. We'll update everybody in a future episode about your temps and how the driving experience is going, and whether I now need to be on anti-anxiety meds because I have a teenage driver in my house.
I can drive us to school.
Oh, Lord help us! Yes, you could drive us to school. I mean, you have to practice, so
yeah. It's not that far to drive.
All right.
It's a 20-minute drive.
No, it's
not.
And
it's pretty much a straight line, so.
All right. Well, Nora, it's good to be back on the podcast with you.
Yes, it is.
It is good to be back with everybody, bringing you the fun and joy of our lives on a weekly basis. We'll be back next week with another episode. Nora, where can everybody find you aside from here in their podcast apps?
You can find me at Norah Marie Music, anywhere you can think of.
You can find me at John Hyman. You can find us at norahanddadshow.buzzsprout.com. If you have questions, comments, suggestions for a future episode, norahanddadshow@gmail.com. Find us, rate us, review us in your podcast app of choice. We will see everybody next week. Love you, Nora.
Love you too.